Hello everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings here, still not a licensed physician and never giving medical advice, just a scientist. And this video is something I think people should realize. I kind of touched on this for a completely different reason in a video I made a few days ago about how there were experiments on mice where they inserted genes that could be activated by tamoxifen to kill off the satellite cells. Now, perhaps, most likely not, since it only has like 10 views, so probably you haven't seen it. But perhaps if you have seen it, it got you thinking like, wow, that's pretty scary. We could have genes in us that can be turned on or off by common medications. What does that mean? I don't know, for some reason my camera looks a little different than usual. I don't know. I do have the common cold right now. So it's really scary. So basically, for genes, they can be introduced into the human body a variety of ways. It could come as a normal pathogen floating through the air, those things that we can't say the name of right now, enters your body. Something I could just say is like HIV. It incorporates its genome into your genome. So you could have something like HIV, but that does different things. You could program it, I say program, but you could put in sequences to program it to do whatever you want. So you could put a sequence to make a super toxin. You could put a sequence to make a protein that's going to bind to other proteins, and then they're all going to clump up and block a blood vessel. You could put something that's going to make reactive proteins you could make something that's going to lead to self-reactive antibodies. There's so many things you could do. And you can make those genes so that they're only activated when another molecule goes and binds to it and gets all the machinery from your body to go read them out. So if you had something like an HIV, can't say the second part of that word because it could trigger the algorithms, could insert the genes into your body. You could have no idea, you could be completely fine, and then, let's just say very powerful people could release a completely inconspicuous molecule into the environment, whether it's through the water, the air, the whatever, and once that's in your body, it activates the genes. You could even have these genes being activated by sounds or other frequencies. Sounds crazy, but it's not. It's been done. It could be activated by a magnetic pulse. There's so many different ways you can activate genes. Like, if you can imagine it, it can probably be done. You could have it different lights. I meant to cover that under frequency. Like, when I say frequency, I mean different lights that you can't see, and sounds that you can't hear, sounds that you can hear. All sorts of different things. Probably your cell phone could even be programmed to emit some sort of something that's going to turn on the genes. So imagine this. You don't ever realize this happens, but a particle floats into your body, incorporates some genome into some of your cells. Let's just say 5 years later. I don't think they'd wait 5 years, but who knows? Maybe they would, and then terminate everybody if they wanted to. But particle gets into your body, it never really hurts you, you're completely fine, until one day they decide, okay, it's time to send it out. And everybody's cell phones emits a certain frequency, activating this gene, and you just die. Or you get brain damage, or you get heart. Who knows what they would choose for it to do. But the point is that this is very doable, and very bad. It would be incredibly easy to do. It's a joke how easy it would be to do. And once it's in you, you're not gonna get it out. Yeah. It could be introduced into you by a particle floating in air. It could be from water. It could be from food. It could be from, don't want to trigger any algorithms. But if it gets in you one way or another, and I'm not saying this is what's happening right now. I'm just saying this is very possible. It can be done very easily. And the scary thing is how impossible it is to avoid it, because you're not going to just stay in an isolation chamber your whole life. I'm not going to. So hopefully it's never released into the air or the water. Easily. For all we know, we already have these genes in us, and one day they're gonna play a sound out of our phone or frequency, or they're gonna put some chemical in the air or the water, and we'll just all die. Or something. Who knows what will happen exactly. I know it may sound crazy, the net result, but the actual process of doing this, I don't want to get in trouble saying I would do it, but I'm saying no, I'm not going to do it. I'm saying you give me a lab with all the equipment, probably in a few months it can be, someone who's done it a lot more than me, probably, let's see, how long will this take? If you just want to be really plain and simple, just not be creative, it could take a week. If you want to come up with some elaborate thing it's going to do to the human body, some elaborate way of triggering it, a few months, maybe a few years if you want to be ultra creative, make it your masterpiece. But if you just want to get the job done, you give a well-equipped lab a few days even. It's scary. And it's really scary because you can put it in something that can spread from person to person. So it's you don't need to infect every single person. You infect some people and let them infect each other. And the reason it's really extra bad is if it's laying dormant in you for a long time, it means that it can spread everybody because it's not killing anybody off before it spreads. The reason some things don't spread very well is people who get them die before they can spread it. But with this, you could wait till everybody's got it and then hit the kill switch. Hope you like this video. Check out my other videos. My website is andrewhutchings.org, where you can hire me for consultations. Can't hire me to do this because I'm not an evil person. My Instagram is natural_true_fitness.